Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So here we are with a very new topic, that is basics of computer networking. So I'm going to upload a series of videos related to computer networking. So I would like to request you all to subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that whenever I will upload the videos, you will get the notification. So not delaying much, we should proceed now. Okay, so what will be the agenda of this series of videos? So I'm going to upload the topics that are going to be covered are first basic of computer networking, then goal of networks, then network and networking, basically the difference we are going to see about it, topologies, like what are the basic topology, like bus topology, star topology. If you have studied, then you must be knowing that these are the topics that we are going to cover. Then it is OSI model, then transmission media, networking devices, wireless networking, network threads. So these are the topics that we are going to cover in our upcoming videos, and also we are going to see about basics of computer networking, that are like what is computer networking, and then types of computer networks. We are going to see all those things in today's video, okay, today's in this lecture. Okay, so before moving further, let's just see what is open network and closed network. Okay, as the name says, or as the name already explains what it actually means, open network means that a system which is connected to the network and is ready for communication. Means what? That we can actually share information, or any system that is ready to share the information or whatever, like we can connect to that system and we can share the related information with that. In a closed network, what happens? A system which is not connected to the network, or we cannot share any information or any files, anything with that specific system. It can't be communicated. We cannot communicate with that specific system. So that is closed network. So as I have already said earlier, that by the name only you can understand what it actually means. Okay. So now, not going much into detail about this because it's just these definition. Next is computer networks. Okay, so this should be our first topic, but don't worry, we will just see about it. Okay, now as our topic is basics of computer networking for this video, so what is computer networks, or what is networking? Okay, so in the like in day-to-day life also, what we say is that, like yeah, we are making network, or we are connecting to peoples. So what we are actually doing, we are forming a network, we are connecting to each other, we are talking to each other, we are making some bond. So that is what it is, forming a network. Just like that, in computer networks, what happens, an interconnection of multiple devices, any device. It can be a printer, it can be a computer. We will see about it much more in detail. An interconnection of multiple devices, also known as host. So the device that is being connected are known as host. Okay, so this is very important line. Just I will underline it so that you will get to know about it more in detail. That are connected using multiple paths for the purpose of sending or receiving data or media. As I have already told you, that in open network also, what we were seeing, that the specific system that is ready to communicate, or that is ready to send or receive data or media, that was open system. So here also open network. So here also in computer networks, what we do is that we are connecting two or more devices, multiple devices. Okay, that devices are called as what? Host. Okay, and they are getting connected by multiple paths. That we are also going to see about what is path, what are, like actually whenever we call, or whenever we are using internet, there is a path, there is a network. We are going to see about it. Okay, computer networks can also include multiple devices or medium which help in communication between two different devices. Already explained this point. These are known known as network. So this is this specific part, as I have given the example of real life also. When we communicate with people, like we are having when we are having the neighbors, when we share something, when we are conducting any party, then we call them that yeah, you can come to this party, or you can have we share some gifts, or we send some gifts to them. So what are those things? Like I'm giving the real life example so that you can relate to it. So here what is happening? So same likewise in network also, we are sharing we are sending or receiving data or media. Okay, I know that was a bit not logical example, but still you can relate to that. Okay, so and include things such as routers, switches, hubs and bridges. Okay, so these are some technical terms. If you are not familiar with these words, no worries, because we are going to see about it in detail. Okay, so now here I have like, if you are not, you must have seen these things in day-to-day life, or like in today's era, like in today's, like we used to see this every day, like modem, NIC, repeater. If you have not seen this, maybe you have not seen this. Wait, yeah. Maybe that you have not seen this, or you must have seen this. Modem is like, you must have seen this. You have seen this router, switch, maybe gateway, you can, or like these are some things. Just imagine, or just I would ask you to just see this image, and just remember, whenever you see it in real life, you can understand that yeah, this is modem, this is NIC, this is repeater. Okay, because I'm going to explain everything. What are these things, what are the features of these things, we are going to see about it in detail. So no worries, no hurry. Okay, we will see everything in detail. So just capture these images, like we capture it with mobile, or just remember that these things are called as or these things are some basic requirements that we need when we need to have some networking things. Okay, like I have already told you all that these are known as network devices and include things such as routers. You can call it as network devices that are required for communicating with for developing the communication between two or more devices. Okay, so just capture this. We are going to see about it in detail, about each and every devices, each and every network devices. We are going to see about it. Okay, I hope you must be knowing about modem, right? I think so, because these are the things that are in our day-to-day life, we see it. Okay, if you don't know, that's still okay, because we are going to proceed with our next topic, that is types of networks. Okay, so like basically there are many types of network. It is more than 3, but I will mainly focus on these 3 networks, that are LAN, MAN and WAN. That is, first is local area network, then metropolitan area network, and then wide area network. We are going to see about all these 3 types of networks in detail, but still I will give you some brief ideas so that we can proceed further. First is local area network. As the name says, it simply means that we are focusing in a specific area. Okay, we are having a network that is in a specific area. Okay, in some kilometers you can say, or you can say that in your house you are having a local area network of internet. Okay, that is having a specific area of your house. Okay, that will be known as local area network. Okay, then metropolitan area network. It is little more than LAN and little less than wide area network. You can say it is more than LAN but less than wide area network. In what range? In the covering area, like what are the area that is being covered by this MAN or this metropolitan area network is a bit less than wide area network and more than LAN or local area network. We will see more about it. Then it is having, then one more last one is wide area network. It is the as the name says, wide area network. It is having like less speed but a large geographical area is being covered in this specific network. So let's see about the first one. Okay, so the first one is, let me just erase these things. Okay, fine. So the first one is local area network. Okay, a LAN is a network that is used for communicating among computer devices, usually within an office building or home, as I have already given the introduction of this topic, and that was also like I've given the example that in your home, if you are having a network that is ranging just within your house, or you can see, I will give you one example. When you use a hotspot, like whenever we ask for a hotspot from your friend or from your brother and sister, what do? That is ranging within your house or within a specific area, that is known as LAN. That is the simplest example of LAN you can say. Okay, LAN enables the sharing of resources, okay, not only for, in the related to internet, but also it allows us to share the resources such as files or hardware devices that may be needed by multiple users. Okay, sorry, multiple users. Like for example, what we are doing, we can share resources or informations or files or like within by multiple users. Okay, then what is the area? A diameter not more than few kilometer. We cannot go more than this because it, as the name only say, it is local area network. It can range a few kilometers only. Okay. Then the next point is a total data rate of at least several MB per second. The speed is MB per second. Actually, the best speed that we are getting among all those three networks, we are getting in LAN only, because that's the covering the least area. Yes, because you can just consider the example as we are having only least area, and if the number of users are less, so the best thing or best service that we can get is in LAN only. Okay, it is having at least of several MB per second speed. Okay, complete ownership by a single organization. Yes. Why? Because it is actually the LAN is starting from only single ownership, as the name only says, complete ownership by a single organization. Then the next point is early LANs had data rates in the 4 to 16 MB per second. Like earlier it was not much, it was ranging within this like range. Okay, but now today speeds are normally 100 or 1000 MB per second. You can see how much speed a LAN can provide us. Like just imagine 1000 MB per second. Okay, so that's the speed today, like what we see in LAN. Okay, so next point is example. A bunch of students playing Counter-Strike in the same room. So now that's very important and very interesting thing that we see in our day-to-day life, but we have never recognized, or we have never think it about like we are actually having a local area network here. Like you have played this game. I will just go to that slide. There is one game. I'll show you. Yeah, Mini Militia. This game is very much like familiar with everyone. I hope everyone must played this game once in a life. I think so. So this game allows us to play offline without internet. We can play with this with what? By sharing a specific code. There is a code. When we will start this game, they will ask you a specific code if you want to play with your friend or if you want to play with your siblings. So that specific code, if you share with your siblings, they can also play it with other computer or other device, and then you both can play without having any internet. So that's the simplest thing that you have seen, the example of LAN in your house only. You can see there. Then also CSGO. CSGO is very famous game, you must have seen. You can play it with your friends without having internet, just by connecting it with that specific code, and that is the example of local area network. So being some formal, this diagram is showing how a LAN is working. So these devices are connected by a server, and that server is having here, you can see this is connected by this, and then printer is also connected. So this is the best example how you can see a LAN is working. Okay, and as we have seen in the previous slide, there was a point that was single ownership, or I think it was, yeah, something related. I'll just show you. Single single organization. Okay, complete ownership by a single organization. So here you can see why we were calling a single organization, because all these devices are connected with what? A single organization, and it is complete ownership, that we can see that this server is having the complete ownership. Okay, so that's all. I hope now this must be clear with everyone. Okay, so let me just erase this. Yeah, next we are going to see about wide area network. As I've already introduced this topic, it by the name only it says that it is going to cover much more than LAN, but there are some issues. Okay, so we are going to focus on that too. So what is wide area network, also known as WAN? So it is a computer network that extends over a large geographical area. Okay, so it is having a large area. That's its advantage that we can consider. The best advantage of WAN is that it is covering large area. Although it might be confined within the bounds of a state or country, okay, there can be a boundary. Obviously, each and every network is having some limit. It cannot be that one network can work all around the world. This is not possible. So every network is having some area limit or some boundaries. Okay, so that's what about WAN. We can have a bound of state or a country even. Okay, then next point is there are two types of WAN. First is switched WAN, and then next one is point-to-point WAN. So more going to the detail of WAN, you will see about these two types, that are switched WAN and point-to-point WAN. So WAN is difficult to design and maintain as well, because you can see the area is becoming more. Obviously the trouble will be more, because we need to maintain it, we need to design that much of it should be efficient, that much that could cover that like so many users will be there, and it is very difficult to maintain. Because here you can see the fault toleration of a WAN is less. Why? Because you can see how many area, see, it is covering the state or country, the limit you can see. So see, like how many congestion will be there. What is congestion? This is a term. It basically means the traffic jam, or you can relate it to the real life, like whenever we go for work, you can see at 5 p.m. there is more jam, there is more likely to have a jam in traffic jam. Okay, why? Because more people are there. Just like that, in congestion simply means you can relate it to traffic jam or jam in the network. So in WAN there is more likely to have congestion in the network. Okay, and fault toleration, like if there is any fault, any issue in WAN, we are going to face very much difficulty to detect that. Okay, next is due to long distance transmission, because as we can see a large area is focused. So if we need to transmit or we need to transfer any specific data or any file, then the noise and error tend to be more in WAN. Now what is this noise or error? Like you can see that whenever we are sending any data or anything, whenever so there is it is going in like whenever a signal is moving, it is having an analog or digital signal. Okay, when you will see more, when you will study more in computer networks, there is two type of signal, that is, one is analog signal and one is digital signal. What does that mean? Digital basically means that it will either have 0 or 1, 0, 1, 0, 1 or anything like that. Means it is either having 0 or either having 1. In analog we are having, in analog we are having continuous data, like somewhat like this. Continuous data transfer is there. So that's all, like how signal is actually divided into two parts. So our main we are getting distracted a bit. So what was the thing? The noise and error. You will see more in detail about this. I'm not going to tell much, but just think about it like this, that noise means that these data will get some issues, because we can see that a long distance is getting we need to travel a long distance to transfer that specific data or that specific signal. So what is happening? The noise is happening, or the error tend to be more in WAN. Okay, we are going to see about these type of data, means these type of default that we see. There are many default in signals that are faced, that are distortion, attenuation. We are going to see about all those also, that are going to covered in the specific other video. Okay, so I'm not going much into detail about that. So continuing this. Okay, so a communication medium used for WAN, how the networks or how the how the transmission media is actually transferred, or what are the transmission media that is being used. So the medium is used are like mostly PSTN or satellite link. You can see that we are using these two things, either satellite link or either PSTN. Okay, next, devices used for transmission of data through WAN are optic wires or microwaves and satellites. Okay, I have given one more examples that are optic wires or microwaves. Okay, so next is one example of switched WAN. Switched WAN is asynchronous transfer mode, that is also known as ATM. You must have used ATM network, asynchronous transfer mode. And then next one is point-to-point WAN. It is a dial-up line that connects a home computer to the internet. So I will give you, we are not going to go much into detail about these two specific WAN. I've given one, I've given the example so that you can get the specific idea. You must have used ATM. So switched WAN is example of that specific ATM network, and point-to-point WAN is a dial-up line that connects a home computer to the internet. So I've given the diagram here. You can see by the diagram that how WAN is working. This is one specific workstation, or you can also relate it as this is one LAN 1, this is LAN 2, local area, LAN 3. Okay, and all these LANs, all these local area networks are connected by one wide area network. Okay, so this is how actually WAN is working. We can also relate it to that collection of all those LANs by one server or by one network, that is WAN. Okay, so this is one first example. Let me erase of switched WAN. This is the first one is of switched WAN. You can just see this, how a workstation router and the LAN switch, ATM switch is there, then how it is working in a switched WAN. And then this is a dial-up connection that is connected by modem. Okay, Wi-Fi is actually so here you can see modem is also used as a transmission media. Okay, so here you can see a network device is used, that we have seen in the previous slide. Also I have told you all that we are going to see about all these network devices more in detail in our further videos. So this one is for switched WAN. Also I have given the example as ATM, and this is dial-up connection. A normal computer is getting connected to the internet by a modem. That is example of that point-to-point. Okay, yes, so yeah, point-to-point we have covered everything. Next and the last network type that we are going to see is metropolitan area network or MAN. Okay, so what it is, you can just relate that it is in between LAN and WAN. Okay, it is a bit more than LAN, but it is less than WAN. Okay, so what it is, just start. Okay, so MAN or metropolitan area network covers a larger area than that of LAN and smaller area as compared to WAN. Okay, that we have seen already. It connects two or more computers that are apart but resides in the same or different cities. Okay, so we can connect two or more computers or two or more devices that are apart, that are not much closer like LAN. We don't need that much of small area. We can have a bit more area like same or different cities. Okay, it cover a large geographical area and may serve as an ISP. Now this is very important. Internet service provider. This can also work as an internet service provider. Next is speeds of MAN range in terms of MB per second. Okay, so metropolitan area network, the speed will be ranging in terms of MB per second only. Okay, devices used for transmission of data or transmission media through MAN are modem or wire cable. As in LAN we have also used wire cable. So and in WAN also we have used modem in point to point, if you can recall. Okay, so that's all. I hope you are getting the idea how MAN's or metropolitan area network is working. This is a diagram. For more explanation you can just see this. Okay, this is how LAN is getting connected. I have also related it in WAN also, but in MAN it is actually covering a smaller area than that. Hospital is connected with college LAN, it is connected with factory LAN, it is connected to school LAN by what? As an internet service provider you can call it as, and it is metropolitan area network. Here also you can see working as ISP and giving services to all these things. Here you can see how it is working. Okay, so this is how it is working. Next, our very important topic and a different topic than the types of network. We have covered a very important topic, that was types of network, and you have come very much into like you are having a brief idea of what is computer networking. Now you can tell anyone that yeah, this is modem, I have seen this image in somewhere. Like for WAN we need this much range area, we can have this much of a specific area, or you can say that yes, we can connect this device. If you are having, you see a specific area, you can suggest your friend that you can have a local area network. Even you can also play games with your friend without having internet. We are also going to do some practicals that we are going to see in our further video. Just stay connected friends, so that I could explain you all those things. Okay, so please subscribe to my YouTube channel and support, and press the bell icon so that whenever I will upload the video you can see. Okay, not delaying much. Networking elements. What are the networking elements? The computer network includes the following networking elements. Like whenever we are going to do any network or we are going to connect one or more devices, what we need? We need at least two or more computers or devices. Yeah. If we are having only single device, then why do we need to have a network? Why do we need to have a network? The most important thing, because I have already explained what is actually computer network, or why we are studying this. To transfer any data or media, yes. To connect two or more device, yes. So for that what we need? Actually we need, the most important thing is that we need the two or more devices to connect. Okay, the most important thing. If the device will be not there, then why to connect? Okay, where to connect or where to send the data? Getting the point? Next, transmission medium either wired or wireless, as we had seen in WAN, or we had seen in MAN, or we had seen in LAN. That for LAN we usually prefer a wired network and it is having more speed. Yes, a wired network which connects two or more computers, two or more devices. So it can be either wired or wireless. If wireless, then we work with microwaves, we work with waves, we work with satellites. Okay, I have given you the example. You can also recall with that. Protocols or rules that govern the communication. Okay, so we also need this because we cannot go against the rule. So you need to have some rules that govern the communication. Next, network software such as network operating system. This is very important. We need a network software so that everything that is happening, that we need to get the host name, we need to get the IP address. All these terminology I have not explained. That's why I'm not using these things. But these are the main things that you need to understand before moving to this domain, computer network. Okay. So we are having a MAC address, we are having an IP address. So these are the things that you need for connecting two devices. Okay. So I have explained all those things that we need for connecting two or more device. Okay. Network elements. Next, network criteria. How do we judge that yes, our network is nice, or the specific media or specific data will be transferred in this speed or at this time? We can actually calculate that. So the main three criteria that is needed are first, performance, reliability and security. We need to have a better performance in sense that it actually depends on the number of users. If the number of users are more, then we are going to suffer a bit lack in performance. So this is actually how you can just have a common logic behind this, that yeah, if there are more user and we are having a less speed, then obviously we are going to lack in sense of performance. Okay, so basically performance is it is measured. How can we measure that this specific network is going to perform very well? So we can measure it by transmit time and response time. I will write it here so that you can get a more transmit time and response time. What does that mean? So basically transmit time is the amount of time required for a message to travel from one device to another. Means the time required to send the specific data from one device to other device. Okay, that is known as the transmit time. And response time, it is the elapsed time between an inquiry and a response, like how speed or how much time it is taking to respond to a specific inquiry. Okay, that is known as response time. So how much the less the transmit time and the response time is, the more we are having the good performance of that specific network. That's the common logic. Then second is reliability. Now, as we know that what is reliable, or what does that mean? Reliability simply means that how much we can rely on that specific network, or if we are having any backup support, or if suppose that specific hardware or specific device is not working. So you must be having a backup support for that specific device. That is known as reliability. Then third is security. How much secure our data is, that if you are sending it from one device to another, it is not going to the third party or the third person. That is the security part, because that's very important. You're working with networking, you're sharing your very important files, and if it is going to other party, it can get hacked, it can get it can go to any other people, that can be used as very bad way, in a very bad way. So that's what network criteria is. Next, we are going to see about goals of computer networks. Okay, we have come very so far, so just keep focusing because we are left with very few topic now. I'm going to end this video because so that you won't get bored much, and we will get connected in our coming videos. We are going to see much more in detail about computer networkings. So stay connected. Again, subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you will get the notification. So coming to this topic, that is goals of computer networks. So yeah. So the first motive of computer networks, why to use computer network, is for resource sharing. We know that for sharing data, many organizations has a substantial number of computers in operations which are located apart, and for sharing the data we can just simply use computer networks. And then next point is high reliability, because it is highly reliable. If there are alternate sources or supply, all files could be replicated on 2 or more machines. You can just see this point. If one of them is not available due to hardware failure, the other copies could be used. So that's what goal of computer networking is. And also we have seen this point in our previous slide, where we were seeing that what should be the criteria of a good network, that it should be reliable. Okay, if one of the device is not working, we should have a backup that we can use that. Next point is inter-process communication. Network users located geographically apart may converse in an interactive sessions through the network. Yes, this is actually, you can relate to it. We can simply have a communication between the two users. They can simply connect to each other. Okay, flexible access. Files can be accessed from any computer in the network. We can access in the files can be accessed from any computer in the network. The projects can begin on one computer and finished on another. So that's the best point of, or best goal of computer networks that we see. Last but not the least, I would like to end this video by this very important term, that is network and networking. We usually mix all these two terms. We usually, what we do, we just mix these two terms, that we usually tell network in place of networking. We call it as networking in place of network. And what is the main difference of network and networking? The main difference of network and networking is that network is a collection of computing device connected via communication medium or transmission medium. It is actually the so whatever the process that we were doing, like in LAN, what we were doing, we were connecting our specific computer by another computer. So that connection part is known as the connection of those two computing devices. Okay, is known as network. Okay, now while networking is the practice of creating and maintaining as well as securing and troubleshooting the network. Like after doing that network part, or after establishing a specific network, what we need to do is that we need to maintain it, we need to check the security part, we need to troubleshoot all the problems that are going to be faced in after establishing that specific network, and that all those practice is known as networking. So be clever, be smart enough to have the difference, to know the difference between these two terminology, that is network and networking. So by this we come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for having so much of patience to see the entire video, and I hope you like this video. If you liked it, please do like and comment and share it with your friends. Thank you.